Darren and Lisa here again from Tiny Houses Australia with another interview. Some of you have been asking, a lot of you guys have been asking about tiny house building companies here in Australia. Are there any up and running? And yes, there are. We've profiled some of them already. But we are here in Victoria, and finally there is a tiny house building company that's setting up in Victoria, here in Melbourne. Oh, we could call this Melbourne? Yarra Valley. Yarra Valley, outskirts of Melbourne. And so we have joining us today Tom and Ric from Tiny House to Go. But I wanted to get these guys on camera to find out a bit more of their background and why they wanted to get into the whole tiny house movement and what their goals are. But yeah, thank you for your time this afternoon, you guys.
Yeah.
So have you been building for quite a while, or?
Yeah, I've been building for many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
What sort of building background have you had?
I'm primarily a cabinet maker,
Yep.
so I've been doing a lot of that sort of thing.
Yep.
But over the years, then branched into carpentry as well. So and a lot of quite different style, so architectural designs and so a lot of bespoke style carpentry.
Well, you'll be loving the tiny house move because it gives you. We're just talking earlier about it gives you that creative freedom to. Yeah. You don't have to fit within the box. You have to fit within the size box.
Yeah, you have to fit within Vic Roads criteria.
The Vic Roads box, but apart from that, you can be as creative as you like.
And then so we had this one particular trailer which was going to be a tiny house for my sister.
Yeah.
And then we've got all these other people around like Ric.
Yeah.
And other another couple of friends of ours. One's an architect.
Yeah.
And then Nick, who was here before, is an engineer, designer, maker. Yeah. And we said, come on everyone, why don't we just get my sister's trailer and use that as a prototype, if you like, to start our first tiny house.
Well, it's the perfect team. You've got engineering experience, you've got an architectural side of things, you've got the building side of things, the business sense, so it makes for a good team.
Yeah, so. It's great having a few, it's great having 4 heads on it, because then you can meet and really flesh out all the ideas. If you just, with the first one, building that for Elise, even though she's really happy and it's a great end product, it was a head crunch to try and work out all the parameters around building a tiny house, and it was we had to. It was a big learning curve.
Yeah, hopefully it'll get easier as you start to get more under the belt. And
Yeah.
So Ric, how did you sort of come to be involved? And
I just knew these guys, and I'm a frustrated retiree with not a lot of time on my hand, and I suppose a little bit of money to invest in something that might be exciting. Yeah. So then I had a small business, so I'm sales and marketing, and I actually did an interior design degree, but sales and marketing has always been my business, and I sold my business about 5 years ago, so I'm basically looking for other exciting avenues, and these 3 guys are all a lot younger than me had this idea, so I just came on board. So the first one that you see here on the behind us here is going to be at my place as an Airbnb, so people can use it as we can use it as a showroom, or if they're interested in living in a tiny house, they can experience for a week or a weekend.
Excellent. What did you think of tiny houses when you first sort of heard about them, or did you think, no, that's crazy, or did it all sort of
I think we're talking about options for people living, I think, and this is the shortage of housing and the cost of housing. We've got a social housing aspect to our business too. We're looking at talking to housing organisations. We have a very big problem in youth housing in this area, and emergency housing, so that's another option that we're looking at with a housing agency. We don't want to be a housing business, but we want to be able to maybe able to build them and hand them on to a housing agency. They can organise where they go and who lives in them, so that's another aspect to our interest.
Excellent. So we've got some serious builds that are well underway, obviously behind us. So as you said, the one on the left hand here, this is going to be your one. Yep. So I'll have a look through that in a moment. And what's the story with the one on the right? You were telling us before.
So,
do you want to explain?
Well, that's just, we thought economically and to build 2 at the same time. Yeah. So we can. The jobs are the same on each, but that one will be a shell waiting for somebody to come along and tell us where they want the windows and where they would like the bathroom to be and the kitchen. So that's basically a bespoke waiting for our customer to come and have a look at it.
So this one is available, so if you are liking the look of what this is beginning to be, and if you want to grab this and make it your tiny house, make sure you get in touch with these guys, because it is certainly available. So, and just to give us an idea, how long are these trays? Are they both the sort of similar lengths, or?
I think with the rounded end to the other side, it's 7.5 metres.
7.5 metres.
And that actually optimises the trailer bar as well. If you've got a rounded end like that, it actually comes right up into the bar, which is quite a innovative little
So the actual
idea.
trailer deck itself is the original deck's probably about what, 7, close on 6.5, 7 metres.
It's about a metre extra. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, as you see in there, I mean, of course, they look pretty ugly like that. They look like overgrown, I don't know, horse trailers or something. But once they're all clad and the windows are in, they'll look pretty smart and pretty nice.
No, they look amazing.
It's probably not the best view there.
I mean, tiny houses are never going to be all that aerodynamic, but it does get that little bit of an aerodynamic sort of edge to it as well.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
So even though, let's face it, a lot of tiny houses, they're not going to see a lot of highway kilometres in their life.
Not.
You know, so they're designed, as I said to someone the other day, they're designed to be, they're movable, but they're not really all that portable. You move them if and when you absolutely have to. Yeah, exciting news to have a new tiny house building business here in Victoria, and thank you again for your time.
It's been a pleasure.
And I'm sure we'll look forward to seeing what adventures lie ahead for you and your business.
Yep.
Excellent. So Rick, this is the interior of your place. Have you given it a name? Has it got a name, or yet to be?
No, not yet.
To be christened?
No, it's yet to be christened.
Oh, there you go. No, it's a beautiful space. So it's just to give people an idea. So we're looking at about about 7.5 metres long.
Yep. 2.5 metres wide.
2.5 wide, which is the legal limit, obviously, you guys. The trailer being 2.4, and that just gives you that extra 50 mil on either side to cater for your cladding as well. Beautiful timber up here for the loft framing. So this is at 2.1 metres, you were saying?
2.1, correct.
Which is good, and it's certainly a very comfortable space, and you don't think, oh my god, I'm going to hit the head. It's certainly a very comfortable space. You don't need the 2.4 that we see in traditional houses. And so this, you've got big bifold windows here, big bifold doors.
Yep, that open out.
Open the face up here.
Decking has been a very important part of what we're doing. The outside deck, both at the front and at the side, is going to be very much about outdoor living as well.
Yeah, you said you really want to bring the outdoors in and connect.
This will fold right back.
Excellent.
And open out onto a deck that runs the full length, and then we'll have a deck of about 3 metres wide out that, and with French doors here on the end.
Yeah, so not only you got the big bifold here, but you got French doors there as well. When you open the place up, it almost feels like an outdoor veranda, won't it?
I think we're very interested in making sure that you don't feel like you're inside a box.
Yeah.
The windows and being able to open it up brings the outside in, and if where it's going, it's got a fabulous aspect and a view.
Yeah.
So that whole
most of it.
That whole will be part of it.
And that's what I find interesting about the Australian builds, because the American builds, for our American followers, we love your builds, but it's built for the climate, and the Australian climate lends itself to living outdoors a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
We don't have to deal with the extreme cold of, we're not in Minnesota or Alaska, assuming that it snows in Minnesota, I think. But yeah, so it's this idea of bringing the outdoors in, and by having the Australian climate, having a deck and pergolas or shade sails or whatever, you can expand your living space.
Yep, absolutely. And then if you want to shut it down and be warm and cosy, well, you've got that option as well.
Yep.
So we don't do things like double glazing here. It's something we looked at, but then there's a big weight factor in double glazing. So we figure that they're probably going to be reasonably easy to heat, and cooling down is probably harder.
If anything, put a pot of pasta on to cook for dinner, and you'll heat the place up.
Exactly. But it will have a reverse cycle air conditioner. And it's also got a Velux opening window in the roof above the bed.
Beautiful.
So that people can open that up for a bit more ventilation, from the point of view of heat.
Excellent. So is this going to be built to be completely off the grid, or is it going to be?
No, it's going to be plugged into my solar system at home.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Water-wise, we'll probably have a tank.
Yeah. We'll be collecting rainwater off the roof as well.
Yeah, collecting water off the roof. So it's a flat roof.
Okay.
With a 3-degree angle.
Okay.
Built in a factory elsewhere, so it's a sandwich construction, 100 mil, with insulation in between, and colour bond underneath, white, and then the metal deck on top.
Excellent. So that being a sandwich type, sort of almost like a SIPS panel construction, that will save not only weight, you're saying, but also thickness as well.
As far as height goes.
Because as we all know, every inch of vertical height you can get is valuable in a tiny house. So this is obviously the living room, so you'll have French doors there, the bifold doors here. So am I right in saying this is sort of the living area?
And the kitchen running along here underneath this window. The fridge at the end. Stove, electric, all 240 volt, no 12 volt.
Right.
And then bookcases and stair going up from here up to the loft.
Okay. So the loft will be full length right the way down to the end, obviously?
With bookshelves at this end and at the other end, so you're feeling as though you're in a room that go up.
Excellent.
Open bookshelves so you get the light through, but then if you want to use shelving.
Excellent. And you know, the beautiful curved wall at the end there, which is obviously one of the features of this place. So is that, I'm assuming that's the bathroom?
That's the bathroom, yep. So you've got to remember this is being set up as a B&B as distinct from somebody living in it, so storage space isn't a great problem. That could be used for storage. We're going to use it for a single bed. So there'll be a ladder up here, up to a single bed for a third person. And then the bathroom in underneath.
And if young couple's out, you know, staying the weekend with a kid would love it. It'd be like a treat house.
Absolutely. You could sleep one upstairs and maybe even one downstairs. So you get your 4 people in.
Excellent, beautiful. Well, we look forward to coming back. Obviously, it's a work in progress, but what sort of timeline? When are you expecting to have this done?
Well, we're having here at ECOS, where we're building this, which is up in the Yarra Valley near Wesburn. In Wesburn, we're having a spring fair here at the end of September. So the last weekend of September, it'll be out and ready for people to have a look at. So,
so you've got a deadline, do you?
Keep your eye on the ECOS website, and if you want to know a time and place, come and see.
Well, I'm sure we'll be out there for the spring fair. I know we came out for the spring fair here at ECOS a couple of years ago, probably 2 years ago now. So we'll definitely be out here. So we'll make sure we catch up with Ric and Tom and to see the grand finished product.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So stay tuned and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to make sure you don't miss out on any more videos, including the reveal of this place in a couple of months' time. So this has been me again, and this has been again another video, and we will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you again, Ric.
Pleasure.
This is going to be a beautiful place, and we look forward to seeing what lies ahead for this. So there we go. We'll catch you guys soon on the next video. Cheers. So welcome along to our meetup today. The added bonus, of course, today is that there actually is, this is the site where a new company, Tiny House to Go, is actually starting off from. It's not, now the 2 builds they've got going here, it's not their very first build, as Ric will explain when I introduce Ric, but they're up and running. So the added advantage of our meetup today is that you actually also get to chat with Ric and Nick from Tiny House to Go and check out a couple of their builds that are in progress. The one that's sort of 60-70% done, that will be 100% done, all dressed up and spick and span for their spring fair. It should be. Ric says we're on track. That's on the 24th of September. So, but yeah, I'd like to introduce Ric from Tiny House to Go.
It's a bit like going to church. All these true believers. Pastor Darren here, spreading the good word. Welcome everybody. There's a few familiar local faces, which is great to see, and most of your others have come from a long way, so it's all great. It's a great turnout. I just want to introduce ECOS to you. You're probably wondering what the hell all this is. This is obviously an old chook farm that was originally bought by the council next door because they were going to dig a big hole here and bury rubbish, but we don't do that anymore. We have things called transfer stations. So this property was sitting here idle. They had a little bit of a problem with leachate coming down so they couldn't sell it. So we picked it up as a community organisation this particular committee picked it up about 15 years ago. So we just run what we call ECOS, which is an environmental friendly place where people come and learn how to grow biodynamic veggies and house building methods, and we've been doing workshops on straw bay houses and bush furniture. And we had a lot of school groups coming through during the week. About 4 different schools use the place. We have a Work for the Dole scheme here, and myself and the whole lot of Working for the Dole scheme guys built this room at the end of last year.
We've built this pottery studio up the end. So it's purely a community, just a block of land that the council let us use for all sorts of different purposes. We have volunteers coming here, and veggie gardens, community veggie garden. This room is used nearly every weekend, and probably 4 or 5 days during the week for all sorts of different community groups. So it's purely a community organisation. So we started building tiny houses here because Tom, who's not here today, was one of our builders, was building a tiny house down here for a woman who's moved it up to Murramura, which is a housing community cooperative up on top of the mountain halfway between here and Hillsville.
So was that the first official build for?
That was the first official build. Yeah, Murramura is a very interesting place. Get online and have a look at it. And they've got a big festival happening in November, which is amazing. Anyway, that's Murramura.
And for those that are interested, I have connected up with Elise, and we're going to be going out to interview her and do a tiny house tour of her place, so stay tuned for our YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you hit the big red button. Oh, I had to ask.
And then, so what happened is we built that, they built that, and then Tom's sister thought she'd like to have a tiny house. She bought a trailer, then she changed her mind, and so 4 of us, Nick, myself, Stefan and Tom, decided, well, let's build one and see what happens. I wanted one for my place, so the first one we're building is going to my place. I'm on 30 acres, about 5 minutes away from here. So that's going to my place as a B&B. So we thought we'll have one to show people, we'll have one where people can come and stay the weekend and experience.
So it's a good idea, they can actually test it out.
They can test it out. So we've had a lot of interest in that idea. We can use it as a showroom for our products. So if we want somebody's interested in buying one of ours, they can come and sit down in an actual tiny house and plan and look at it and decide what they want to do.
The interesting thing on that is, I was saying to several people this morning, that for a lot of people in Australia, they're interested in tiny houses, but they've seen all the YouTube channels, the videos and the pretty pictures, but they haven't actually stepped inside the space. So for a lot of people, for some people it might turn them off, they might go, this is not what I was thinking, but for a lot of people it will just confirm, yeah, I could actually live in a space like this. So it's a good chance to sort of feel the space.
So that's our idea. So we've started up this business and we're making 2. So that one is a lock-up, and we've had a bit of interest in people just buying them in that stage. This one you can see at the back here, which is lock-up. And they'll take it away and they want to fit it out. We've got a guy coming next week who wants 2, and he's going to fit them up himself. He just wants them to lock up. He's a handy man. He's going to put in the doors and windows and doors, and we just supply them with a roof and a trailer and the structural wall. So that's the important bit that holds it all together. He's taking them up north of Bega. He's got a block of land up there that he's bought. So that's everybody that I talk to has got a different story as to why they want to buy a tiny house. So we haven't actually sold it yet. We haven't got any deposits, but we've got probably about 20 people that have seen our website and come along and talked to them about what we're doing. So after we're finished here, we're going to have a bit of a sausage sizzle, and everyone can have a sausage, and then come down and just have a look at what we're doing and get some inspiration. Stefan, who's our designer. So what we've got in our group, we've got a builder, we've got an engineer come cabinet maker, we've got a designer. Stefan is a German guy who does restaurants. His main business is doing restaurants in Germany. In fact, he's off next Wednesday for another 5 weeks to finish a couple of projects, but he's doing it online from here. So he's very interested in the computer program you see there on the laptop over there is sort of very schematic about how the whole thing works, and he's very interested in talking to people about how they might. So what we're going to be offering is spending time with Stefan, coming up with a similar thing to there, so you can actually see what you might get. And that's on a program called B-Mix, which is a free download on the App Store that you can convert any of Stefan's stuff can be sent to you. You can sit it, and we've even got some Google boxes over there. You can put it in 3D. I'll show you later on a mobile phone, and you can go inside and look around.
So this B-Mix, is that something you can actually design your...
You could design yours, and then we can send it to you, and you can look at it on a 3D Google box, whatever it's called, and you can have a walk around inside what you're interested in as a final design.
But if there's any other questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, we're going to mingle around. Feel free to have another coffee. I think Ric's going to fire up the barbecue. I've talked enough. Thank you for coming. If you've got any questions, we're hanging around. We're not going anywhere, so feel free to ask me or Lisa any questions. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. What? On me. This is Lisa Shine. Everyone is asked Lisa.